Hey, how you going? It's Paul Walker here. And today in my video, I'm not really going to be doing some training. I really just wanted to do a bit of a mindset sort of video. And the reason this came about was I was actually just sort of, really just having a bit of a think. I went for a morning walk, and I normally do that every day just to, get myself ready for the day, kind of, mentally prepare and sort of go through my mental checklist of things I need to do today. Obviously, then I look at my diary, see what things, what tasks, what's on my job sheet for today, and really just sort of plan out my day in my head. And I like to do that when I go for a bit of a walk and stuff. And as I was walking, I guess I sort of was thinking about, things in my business for the last, day or two, haven't really sort of come to fruition what I thought it would be. So, things that I've sort of put in place and things that I've been doing, haven't really got me the results that I wanted, and it just made me start questioning. Am I doing the right thing? Do I need to change it up? All that type of thing. And really, I guess the decision I came to was tonight here in Australia is actually game number 3 of our rugby league state of origin. Right. So for those of you who don't know, basically it's a 3-game series. We play this every year. And it's the state of Queensland versus the state of New South Wales. So they pick the best 17 players for each of those states, and we come together in a game of football for 3 games, and the best of 3 series, whoever wins at the end of the year, or wins at the end of those 3 games, is crowned the champion. Now, there's a lot riding on tonight's game. So, first of all, it's a deciding game. So, New South Wales won the first game down at their home stadium. A couple of weeks later, Queensland came up to here to their home stadium. They beat New South Wales, so it's 1 apiece. And tonight is the 3rd and final game. And to add, more pressure for those guys, for New South Wales, if they can win tonight, it'll be the first time that they've won a 3-game series in 7 years. So on the flip side, Queensland, we're going for 8 years of domination in a row, okay? Which means, we've won 7 of these 3-game series in a row. So if we can win tonight, it'll be 8 years in a row. And it made me just sort of think about, put that in comparison. New South Wales, for instance, they've changed their team. Every game, every year, they're bringing in new people. They're changing, different people. And they're really trying to find, the right mix for their team. Whereas Queensland, on the other hand, we've always been the underdogs, but the one thing that I think Queensland really holds over New South Wales is, we've been consistent. Okay, yes, we might have had to bring in 1 or 2 different players for injuries, or maybe someone's been out of form, but we've had the same consistent players for the last 8 years. The core kind of playmakers in our game and the people in the key positions. We've been very fortunate enough to have those guys. And even when they've maybe been a little bit down on form or a little bit down on confidence, we've still stuck with them because we've believed in them and we've believed that they'll get the job done. And that really made me think about, what's happening in my business, okay? Maybe, things aren't really happening the way I thought they were going to happen, but it's not time to hit the panic buttons yet. I just know I've got to be consistent. And for me, consistency is, following my daily routine, following my daily, income producing procedures, which is basically, as I said, I like to go for a walk in the morning, sort of set myself up. Every day I do a video, much like this one. I do a blog. I'm chatting to people on Facebook, chatting to people, offline, and really just making sure that I'm presenting myself in a business way that, is going to keep attracting people to my business. But it really comes down to being consistent, and that's really the message I want to get across tonight, is that even if things aren't maybe going your way right now at the moment, yes, you need to look and reassess maybe what you're doing, but stay consistent with your core, your core income producing procedures or your core, daily routine, because I believe that is the basis to success and having, long-term success. So even though Queensland, they lost game 1, they bounced back and they just stuck to what they knew. And they came out and totally annihilated New South Wales in game number 2. And I believe it's going to be the same thing tonight. I know Queensland's going to stick to the same plan, and they're just going to keep executing it to the best of their ability. And I believe that's what's going to be the difference tonight. So, in a final note, I hope you've taken a little bit away from this and make sure that you are consistent and you are being consistent on a daily basis. And as I said, following your own daily routine. And on a very final note, go Queensland. I know you're going to do it tonight. I have the utmost faith in you. And if you guys see this video, I hope it sort of spurs you on. We do have a chant, which, everyone here in Queensland says, and it is basically we just yell out the name Queenslander. So on a final note, I'll leave it here, but as I said, go Queensland. I want to see you guys do it tonight. I have absolute faith that you can do it because I know you guys are consistent and you're going to stick to your game plan. So, Queenslander!